What's the single biggest difference between the person who achieves their goals and the failure? Is it talent? Is it luck? No. It's discipline. The ability to choose what you should do, even when you don't want to do it. But if you're trying to learn this skill, there's a problem. Most self-discipline advice is garbage. Online gurus will tell you it's about willpower, forcing yourself, and white-knuckling your way through life. Stoicism offers something radically different. It teaches extreme discipline, the Stoic kind. The kind of discipline that forges inner strength, conquers distractions, and transforms intention into relentless action. The path of Stoic discipline is a path to freedom. It teaches you how to gain freedom from impulse, freedom from weakness, and freedom to pursue your true purpose. In this video, we're going to tell you how you can instill that type of discipline and create a life that brings you happiness, joy, and most of all, fulfillment. They say that every journey begins with a single step. The first step in achieving this discipline for yourself is deciding who you want to be. There are a lot of options in life. What you'll do, who you'll date, where you'll live, how much time you'll set aside for friends and hobbies, how much you'll save versus how much you'll spend, exercise, monthly budget, transportation. It's a lot. There's one thing we all have an equal amount of: time. It can't be stretched, and it can't be faked. The problem for discipline is that, in order to reach the goals we use our discipline to reach, we must first have enough time for those goals. We're faced with a hard choice. In our fantasies, we have unlimited time and the ability to do everything. In reality, we do not. We have to pick a few things and exert ourselves to reach those. So the first thing you need to do to build extreme discipline is to discipline your desires and decide what you really want to accomplish. Be real. Be honest. Come up with a short list for the next month of things you want to focus on and win at, so that even if you do nothing else, you'll do these things. So write that short list. Get your goals on paper. Once you've written it, it's time to get to work. We do that, paradoxically, by doing less. Extreme discipline starts with cutting things out. To get to the good parts, we have to rip out the bad parts. We do that by doing a life audit. Look at your whole life, at where your time, energy, and resources are going. What can you realistically remove? What are you wasting time on? Let's go through some typical examples. Late nights are a common problem area. They wreck your sleep and your energy. Instead of constantly staying up late, resolve to get more done the next day and start going to sleep earlier. Excessive hobbies are another trap. It's okay to enjoy things, but not to escape through hours and hours that come out of goal time you need for other things. It's the same with overspending. That's using resources you're working hard to generate. Ask yourself if you're buying things you really need, or trying to fill an emotional void. Now, put these ideas into action. Grab your calendar, your physical planner, or the online equivalent. Go through each week, day by day. Identify the time sucks and energy drains. Slash non-essential activities ruthlessly. The name of this game is prioritization. Only do what matters. For example, some people spend a couple of hours every day on social media. What if you didn't do that? Would anything change? Probably not. You'd just have a couple more hours every day for the goals you wrote down a minute ago. And that's what extreme discipline is: saving your time and your energy for where it counts. So look at your calendar and start slashing. And while you're at it, look at where you fail. If you have an expensive hobby that's draining your bank account and your hours, let it go. If you're abusing food, drink, or illicit substances, do what you can to eliminate or at least reduce this. To clean house, you've got to take out the trash, because that's what discipline is. Looking at those things that are out of control and bringing them back under control. So much for the bad habits. Now, it's time for the next stage. Starting good habits. Think of this as a three-part motion. In the first part, we narrowed down our goals so we could apply discipline to them. In the second part, we started cutting out bad habits to open time for other things. And in this, the third part, we use good habits to make the most of the time our discipline has freed up. Whenever you take a new direction in life, you start with the basics. A health worker I know said that 3 things have the biggest influence on your day-to-day happiness and should be maximized before you worry about anything else. These 3 things are the food you eat, the sleep you get, and your daily amount of exercise. These big 3 are so important that unless you're talking about a deadline for tomorrow, everything else can take a back seat. Nothing will improve your discipline and effectiveness as well as these will. So do them. Eat well. Get enough sleep. Have a daily exercise regimen. This is the foundation on which the rest of your new life will be built. Games, hobbies, friends, all of them can use the time and resources left over after these are handled. This isn't to say those things don't matter, just that they are not first. This approach might seem boring, but discipline often looks boring from the outside. It's about doing what you must, even when you don't want to, because it's what works best. And now that we've laid the foundation of a disciplined life with more good habits and fewer bad habits, we can start building. We build up to our goals, the end point of our extreme discipline, with action. Every person has, within them, a secret weapon. It's the power to act. If you can learn to use it well, you'll be able to clear any obstacle. Action is the ultimate problem solver. Here's a key truth that too many people miss. Motion creates emotion, not the other way around. You don't need to feel like doing something. If you wait for the feeling of, I want to do this, it may never arrive. Start moving, and the feeling will follow. Become a person of action. And here is another tough truth for you. When you don't feel like it, that's when to act. That feeling of resistance is a test with consequences. It's a test of your will. It's a test of your discipline. Prove you're strong enough to act anyway. One action might not seem like much, but over time, it compounds. The effect, over the long term, is unstoppable momentum. When you do what you don't want to do, your discipline grows. Your resolve grows. Everything in your life starts to improve. Remember this: you have the power to change everything using the scarce time and resources you have to accomplish the goals you want. So how do you harness this momentum practically? One of the most effective tools is a simple to-do list. Think of it as your personal battle plan. The morning mission is step 1. Write down 3 to 5 specific actions. They should relate to your shortlist goals. The key here is absolute specificity. Don't just write work on project. Write get my tools from the garage and lay them out. This eliminates any ambiguity. This kills that nagging feeling of how to start. Next is priority ranking. Give each task a priority from 1 to 5. Number 1 gets tackled first, no matter what. You can't look at the other tasks until it's done. This is crucial for combating procrastination. We often gravitate towards easier tasks. But conquering your hardest task first is crucial. It provides a massive confidence boost. Next, we do time boxing. Assign specific time blocks to each task. Be realistic about how long each will take. Then, ruthlessly stick to those time limits. Set an alarm, and when it rings, it's done. Even if you're not finished, move on. Over time, you will get better at estimating. You will also see yourself becoming more productive. This is where the Stoic principle of duty comes in. You have a duty to yourself. Fulfill your promises and respect the plan you have created. Then extend that energy into the night. Do an evening audit. At night, cross off completed items from your list. Roll over any unfinished ones to tomorrow. Be honest with yourself and adjust accordingly. Then, reflect on what you've learned. Study your feedback. It shows you where you're succeeding, and it highlights areas where you're falling short. Use this audit for continuous improvement. Once you've gotten into the habit, extend that energy into the rest of your life. In the morning, you can do a morning reflection. This sets the tone for the day ahead. Review your goals and your to-do list. Next, visualize the obstacles. Don't just hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Think about what might derail you. Plan your responses in advance. How will you react to those setbacks? What strategies will you use to stay on track? Finally, set your mindset. Tell yourself, I am unstoppable today. Prime your mind for resilience. Then, at day's end, ask yourself, what did I accomplish? Did you move closer to your goals? Give yourself credit for your wins. When you lose, brainstorm how you'll do better next time. You can get better at dealing with tough outcomes by rehearsing them. The Stoics had a powerful technique they called voluntary hardship. This meant intentionally seeking discomfort, training your discipline like a muscle. There are many examples. Cold showers, intermittent fasting, even something as simple as choosing the stairs over the elevator. You can do these to get yourself used to some discomfort, and then get over it. This works by building your tolerance for hard things. You face discomfort daily, like it or not. The physical part of that may not be avoidable. That's why emotional control is the real payoff. Now, let's move on to social discipline. This is about protecting your precious energy. It's about being deliberate with your interactions. This discipline is how we filter the noise. First, learn to set boundaries. Saying no is a superpower. It protects your time and mental space. If there are people who drain you dry, politely but firmly, create distance. Your energy is a limited resource. Treat it like one. Next, practice selective association. Choose carefully who you spend time with. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Seek out those who inspire and challenge you. Avoid those who bring you down. Keep it simple, but move through your social life with intention. The final foundation piece is communication discipline. Think before you speak. Focus on understanding before being understood. Let your words be effective and meaningful. Protect your peace, like you protect your family and friends. Now that you understand these foundations, here's how they create real change. Through consistency. Discipline when applied consistently, becomes transformative. Think of it as compound interest for your character. Each disciplined action is a deposit into your future self. Micro habits, consistently applied, evolve into regular habits that reshape your entire life. Don't underestimate their power. Like the high schooler who invests a little every month and retires rich, the consistency of your actions will yield powerful results over time. To maximize this compound effect, focus on systems rather than just goals. Goals are destinations. Systems are the journey that gets you there. Create processes that naturally lead to success. Start by designing your environment to support your habits. Make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. If video games, liquor bottles, or other temptations are sabotaging you, yank them out of your environment. Next, track your progress to maintain momentum. Measure what truly matters, because what you measure consistently, you improve consistently. Once you've built this foundation, it's time for advanced challenges that will push you past your comfort zone. The first draws from a core Stoic principle: the obstacle is the way. Learn to see setbacks as opportunities to become stronger. Use every hurdle as a chance to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? As you master these challenges, progressively increase the difficulty. Discipline is a muscle that grows stronger under stress. Start small, then gradually raise the stakes by adding new layers of complexity to your routine. One powerful technique is public accountability. Share your commitments with others. This external pressure becomes internal motivation. This brings us to perhaps the most crucial mindset shift: embracing the long game. Stoicism is a marathon, not a sprint. True transformation takes time and relentless effort. Think in years, not days or weeks. Build your life brick by brick through disciplined action. Keep going even when progress feels slow, because that's exactly when most people quit. And also, when persistence becomes victory. Remember, our time is finite, and this scarcity creates urgency. What are your goals? What actions support those goals? Let the shortness and preciousness of life spur you to action instead of paralysis. We want to avoid the heavy burden of regret. Don't delay important tasks, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. As you implement these principles and see results, you'll develop a clearer sense of who you are and who you're becoming. This is when you codify your values into a personal operating system. Start by defining your non-negotiables, the red lines you will never cross. I won't lie. I'll keep my promises. These become the guardrails of your integrity. Write them down and live by them without exception. Next, create your decision framework. Pre-decide how to respond to common situations. When stressed, I will take 3 deep breaths. Faced with temptation, I will remember my long-term goals. Having these responses ready saves mental energy and ensures you make rational decisions in the heat of the moment. Then comes identity reinforcement. Create affirmations that embody your ideals. I am a disciplined person who follows through on commitments. Read these during your evening reviews to internalize the person you want to be. Finally, establish regular review cycles. Look at how you did according to your code weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. Adjust as needed based on experience, and treat this like a living system that evolves with you. Your discipline, if you keep it up, will snowball in stages. Short term, your focus will sharpen. You'll see increased productivity and waste less time on distractions. Medium term, your major goals will get hit. Projects that once stalled now reach completion. You achieve what others only dream about. Long term, a complete life transformation will occur. You end up as the person you always wanted to be. But it doesn't end with personal change. Your discipline creates ripples. Those closest to you will take notice and begin their own transformations. If you can stick to it, you will be an inspiration to others. Because extreme discipline, like Stoicism itself, presents us with a simple choice: remain average or commit to excellence. The good life is not given. It's earned through applied discipline every single day. If you're ready to make this commitment, here's your immediate challenge. Implement one principle today. Just one Stoic idea. Then repeat it tomorrow and the day after that. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on consistent effort. This is how real change happens. Consider finding others on the same path. You can find one such community here, at the Stoic community, in our comments section and mailing list. Together, we can build strength that lifts us all up as one. Because extreme discipline is ultimately about becoming the kind of person who can handle whatever life throws at you. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. When you master these principles, you develop what the Stoics called inner citadel, an unshakable core that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. You'll face moments of doubt, days when motivation fails, and setbacks that test your resolve. This is normal. This is expected. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up lies in your response. When you stumble, and you will, remember that discipline isn't about perfection. It's about getting back up faster each time. It's about learning from failure and using it as fuel for future success. As you progress, you'll notice something remarkable. What once required enormous willpower becomes automatic. The daily habits that felt forced become second nature. The goals that seemed impossible become inevitable. This is the compound effect of consistent action over time. Epictetus reminds us, no one can hurt you without your permission. This applies to your discipline journey as well. External circumstances cannot derail your progress unless you allow them to. You control your response, your effort, and your commitment. Your future self is watching your current choices. Every moment of discipline is an investment in who you're becoming. Every time you choose the harder path, you're forging the metal of the person you want to be. The world needs people who can commit and follow through. It needs individuals who can maintain their standards when others compromise theirs. It needs leaders who lead by example, starting with themselves. The choice is yours. The time is now. Your disciplined life begins with your next decision. Start today.